It is an absolutely gorgeous October day here in Richmond. With no showings, home inspections, or closing on today's calendar, I'm going to take a walk. One of the best you'll find here in the Richmond area. Ready to stretch your legs? Let's do it. I'm Greg Somerville, a real estate agent here in Richmond, Virginia. Like so many of my neighbors in this cool town, I love doing things outdoors. And today just seems like a perfect day to do the 6.2-mile loop around the James River following the Buttermilk and North Bank trails. It's a great loop for trail running or mountain biking, but today we're just going to walk. And as we go, we'll highlight some of Richmond's fascinating history. You can start the loop at several different spots. Four of the best locations are the Belle Isle parking lot, the Reedy Creek boat launch, the Pump House parking lot, and the Texas Beach parking lot. I'm going to be doing the loop clockwise today, starting here at the Belle Isle lot. Before we start walking, let me point out what's right here. There's the Alliance Amphitheater at Riverfront, a brand new outdoor music venue featuring some great bands just opened up this summer. Browns Island is getting a $30 million facelift starting in November. It's going to look amazing a year from now. There's a Civil War History Museum. So much to see and do right here, and we haven't even started walking. Here we go. The wind is blowing hard. You may not even be able to hear me, but I'm on the pedestrian bridge underneath the Lee Bridge, which goes from the parking lot over to Belle Isle. Class 4 rapids here. Kayakers love to come out and play. In the distance, you can see the Teapot pedestrian bridge. We're across the bridge now and onto Belle Isle, a 54-acre park that's one of the gyms in the James River Park system. Used to be a prison camp for Union soldiers who were prisoners of war. It's now a really popular place for Richmonders to hang out, relax, enjoy the river. Several good trails here on Belle Isle, perfect for walking, jogging, biking. There's even a bike skills park for the really adventurous. This bridge takes us off the south side of the island. This is a favorite place for people to play in the water, hang out on the rocks. And when the water levels are high enough, people will actually jump and flip out of that tower. We're across the island now and taking one of these little bridges that takes us across the railroad tracks over to Buttermilk Trail. The Buttermilk Trail wraps along the south side of the river. Got lots of rocks and roots, considered the toughest trail in the James River Park system for bikers or runners. This is where the trail actually got its name. The Buttermilk Spring is where milkmen would keep their buttermilk chilled while waiting to deliver it to residents in the city. I've made it to the Reedy Creek boat launch. Kind of a small parking area here, but this is another great place to start the loop. And if you'd rather float than walk, this is a great place to put your boat in the water. I am very fortunate. From my front door to the Buttermilk Trail here at Reedy Creek is a 12-minute walk. I'm so thankful that I get to be so close. It's such a nice trail. Time for a quick break. I hope you're enjoying the walk. When I'm not playing a hooky on a gorgeous fall day, I love helping people with real estate here in the greater Richmond area. If you think it could be helpful, click the link in the description below for a free copy of my Richmond home buying guide. And my cell number's on the screen. Feel free to text or call me anytime if you got a question. With that said, let's get back on the trail. This stretch between Reedy Creek and Westover Hills Boulevard is one of my favorites. If I didn't have a little fear of heights, I might be trying these boulders right now. I know I'm a long way from Yosemite National Park, but check out the size of these trees. Well, we are crossing back over the river now on the Nickel Bridge, built in 1925, celebrating its 100th anniversary this year. Beautiful spot for checking out the river. In the background, you can see the CSX Railroad Bridge, perhaps the iconic image of Richmond. You're looking at the old James River and Kanawha Canal. It was first proposed by George Washington, who was seeking a route to the west. It was eventually replaced by the railroads. Just across the Nickel Bridge on the North Bank is the Pump House. It served as Richmond City's waterworks for 40 years, beginning in the late 1800s, pumping water up to the Bird Park Reservoir. It also doubled as a social venue, hosting dances and other big gatherings for the city. The Pump House parking lot behind me is another good place to start the loop trail. This is also where the North Bank Trail begins. The trail leads right behind Maymont, a 100-acre estate and park with a historic mansion, nature center, and I doubt you can see it very well behind me, but Japanese gardens. This is a fantastic place to spend a Sunday afternoon. The North Bank parking lot is another great place to start your loop trail. I said earlier that I was fortunate to live just 12 minutes away from the Buttermilk. My daughter lives just 1 minute away from the North Bank Trail right here. I can't get too close here because of construction in progress, but behind me is Texas Beach, one of the most popular places along the James River for shallow water wading and swimming. The pedestrian bridge here was closed in 2022 because of structural concerns. It's being rebuilt and is expected to be done by December of 2026. With a little scramble up the trail, you can see two cemeteries, Mount Calvary and Riverview, both developed in the late 1800s. Mount Calvary was originally intended for Roman Catholics. It's now open to anyone of any faith. Riverview set aside clusters of sites for Greek Orthodox, Armenian immigrants, and Muslims. I'm always amazed. I'm just a mile from downtown, yet here on this trail, I feel like I'm out in the middle of the wilderness. So grateful for those with the vision and the energy to create the James River Park system, which just keeps expanding. I can see on the skyline that I'm almost back in civilization. One last piece of history before we reach trail's end. On the hill behind me is Hollywood Cemetery, developed in 1847, 135 beautifully landscaped acres. Lots of Confederate soldiers and generals are buried there, along with 2 US presidents. This is another amazing place to spend a Sunday afternoon. Well, I've made it full circle. What a fabulous walk. I didn't count my steps, but that was definitely a great workout. I hope you enjoyed it half as much as I did. There is so much to see and do in Richmond. If you're thinking about a visit or perhaps even making Richmond your home, text me or give me a call. I'd love to hear about it. It was a real pleasure sharing today's walk with you. I'll see you on the next video.